While most people have heard of Burke and Wills and their ill-fated expedition, the name of John King hasn't entered into public consciousness in the same way, even though he was the first European to cross the continent twice and survive. Born in County Tyrone, John King joined the 70th Regiment at the age of 14 and was shipped off to India. He was there for 7 years before meeting George James Randall, who had been sent by the Victorian government to purchase 24 camels for exploration purposes. The camels were for the Victorian exploring expedition, which would better be known as the Burke and Wills expedition. King joined the expedition as an assistant. The group split at Menindee and then again at Cooper Creek, where a depot was set up to wait for the final party to return. So in the end, only 4 men, Burke, Wills, King and Scotsman Charles Grey, made it all the way to the Gulf and partly back. Grey died near Lake Massacre, and so only Burke, Wills and King made it back to Cooper Creek. Little did they know that the party that had been waiting for them, overstaying their time by 5 weeks, had departed 9 hours earlier. And there was a lot of back and forth and a lot of poor communication and eating wrongly prepared bush bread, which led to beriberi, which led to expiration. Long story short, John King was left alone. Well, obviously not alone. He was surrounded by the Yunjuwanda people, who had previously tried to offer their assistance. But in one instance, when they came with nets of cooked fish, Burke had knocked all that out of their hands before firing shots to scare them away. When King asked why he did this, he said he didn't want them getting too friendly or otherwise they'd be hanging around the camp. But even then they still tried to help, like they left a bag of properly prepared nardoo once, bush bread. Now the last member of the party, King tracked down the Yunjuwanda, and at first they were a bit standoffish. Then, as King reported later, they appeared to feel great compassion for me when they understood that I was alone on the creek and gave me plenty to eat. They took him in, during which time King said he was treated with uniform kindness and looked upon as one of themselves. He in turn would shoot birds and go fishing with them, and once he cleaned a woman's wound on her arm using silver nitrate, which also goes to show a level of trust that they had in him, because while it does work as a disinfectant, it would sting. After 2.5 months, the relief party arrived. They gifted the Yunjuwanda with weapons and food in thanks for taking care of King, and they in turn performed an impromptu corroboree, something the relief party partook in. King was escorted back to Melbourne, where he was hailed as a hero, the first white man to cross the inland of Australia and make it back. Sadly, though, his health, physical and mental, had been completely shattered by the journey, and he died only 11 years later at the age of 33. Though he never saw them again, King did leave something behind. There's oral tradition amongst the Yunjuwanda people that King fathered a daughter, Any King, and her descendants still remember his time with them.